talk a little bit today about the golf grip. It's the only connection we have to the club, and it controls the face angle quite a bit. The first time I see a student, probably 90% of the time, the first word I write on the board is grip, to remind myself to talk to him about his grip. And the reason is because most golfers grip the club too weak. They grip it too much in the palm of the hand to start with. It feels comfortable there, I guess, like a baseball bat. And then they put their thumb straight down the shaft because somebody told them that was a really good idea. And the next thing you know, when you look at just their left hand, if they set up over the ball, they're not going to be able to see any knuckles here without looking at it. So that's not going to be seen. And this is basically over here somewhere. So that's beyond weak. That's just kind of like not going to work. So, if I grip this way underneath and I take the toe of this club and I try to shut it down, I can get my wrist to about right there. So I can go about 90 degrees with that. Now, if I do the opposite, and I grip this way over here, exaggerate this side, and I bring it up, I can flip this thing completely underneath. So stronger grip allows me to shut the face better. So if you have somebody and he's hitting a slice and he's gripping the club like this, I'm going to take a weak grip right here, and he's swinging the club, and we're going to do it horizontal so you can see it. And he comes into the ball, and by the time he gets to the golf ball, he's obviously open. The face angle's open because it's causing the ball to slice. So if I take that club and I don't do anything else, I'm just going to relax my grip, spin the club shut, and re-grip it exactly where I would be at. Now I'm going to put my hand back down and look what happened here. This went completely strong on this swing. That's all I'm doing when I'm changing my grip. So if I go from a grip to way too weak to neutral, just neutral. Neutral is that angle, the seam between my thumb and my forefinger pointing to this shoulder, and me being able to consciously easily see two knuckles, this knuckle and this knuckle, while I'm just set up. If I was going strong, I'd be over here for about a 3-knuckle grip, and this would be pointing closer to here. Like a tour pro that does that would have been Zinger, Hazinger, Zach Johnson's very strong. The stronger the grip we get, the easier it is for us to get the face square early and to just rotate through and not have to do any manipulation. So if you see a tour pro and you're going, okay, that's not correct, because I see these tour pros and some of them have a lot of weak grip. Well, the reason they have a weak grip is because somewhere in their swing, if you look at John Rahm, particularly at the top of his backswing, you're going to see him bowed up here, like at Dustin Johnson's the same way. So they go up here and they set this hand like this, and that'll square the club face. If you look what happens when I do this, that club face gets square, so when I come back down, I'm squared. So that's an incredibly difficult move for most people who haven't been trained that way. It's hard to get up here and feel like you want to roll this wrist down. When I swing a baseball bat, it doesn't feel very natural for me to shut that thing down like this as I'm going through. So unless you get really comfortable with squaring this face up this way, you're going to be way better with the stronger grip. That'll automatically help you square the face up, and you can get a little more rotation here in a quieter club face. So what I want, if you change your grip today and you go hit some balls, more than likely you're going to hit them left, because more than likely you don't have a good sequence. So you're not rotating really well here. So you start throwing and the club face wants to shut. So that's actually better, because if you're not rotating, I'd rather have you have a bad shot, which is left. And the more you rotate, the better your rotation in your sequence, the more the ball's going to come back and want to go straight. If you have a weak grip, the less rotation you have, you're going to shut that face, you're going to hit pretty good shots. I mean, inconsistent, but you're going to chunk it and stuff, but at least your shots are going to want to go that way. But if you really rotate through, you're going to hit them dead right or shank them. So if you start making a better move, you're going to have a worse result. I'd rather have your feedback for a bad swing be a bad result. So a bad swing with a stronger grip is going to result in a dead left shot, a pull kind of a shot. If you get this grip here and you start making a better swing, it'll start to move back towards target, which means the feedback is going to be the better I swing, the better my result. If you have a weak grip and you make a better move, you're going to have a worse result. So you're going to get bad feedback for making a good swing. So number one thing I write on the board when I'm teaching, again, is grip. Make sure you set up, get it lower in the fingers, pull the hand over here, be able to clearly see two knuckles without doing this and looking down right here. See two knuckles on my hand, have this seam, this V pointing to this shoulder, put the other hand on, have it kind of match up, and from there, it's much easier for me to release the club. Much easier to let my wrist go. Particularly getting lower in the fingers here will help you feel your release a little easier. I can do this much easier that way than if I grip it in the palm. It really doesn't want to let my wrist release that way.